So, Kaly, thank you for being here.
Thank you.
So first, I want to understand what brought you here and why are you saying yes to having this conversation with me, and what do you want to get out at the end of the conversation?
I say yes because we already talked last time, and I feel good to really share about why we're doing art. And so why not saying yes again?
Right. So, how did the last conversation leave you? Like, how do you find that conversation?
I think it's always good, like when I doing art, I already have a lot of questions asked myself. So it's good for another person to be curious about why artists doing artists. And that leave me more into discover myself and my art, and I feel it built a stronger relationship of me doing my art.
That's
Would you say?
great.
Yeah.
I believe that artists are the art, and I've been interviewing artists for a while now, and I see there's a need for this podcast. And the intention of this podcast is to understand why you do what you do, and then explore the unique opportunities in Hong Kong, and also understand what is needed and wanted to make Hong Kong the place to thrive for artists and creatives. Shall we start?
Yep.
Great. So, Kaly, how would you introduce yourself?
I'm an artist and also a graphic designer that based in Hong Kong, and I think I use creation to understand myself better. So usually my work helped me to explore my emotion, my memories, and also having a self reconstruction purpose. Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
And do you see yourself as creative?
I think so. Definitely creative and a bit. I like to create something from me that is not exist yet in the world. And I think a lot of artists also like doing this as well. Like we learn to like making stuff. Yeah.
Like inventive, something
Yeah.
that is new,
Yeah.
right?
Mm.
And when was that moment, the earliest moment that you decided that, oh yes, I am creative?
Um, I think actually I had it since I was a kid. I always love playing around with colors, and I'm obsessed with all kind of like art materials. Like I love collecting pens, all kind of pens and papers. I love all kind of texture of paper. So actually I bring what inspired me, which is this pencil that is a rainbow pencil that have 7 colors in one pencil.
Yeah.
And for me, having these as a child, I would think this is like miracle. that and I just like love like drawing since that. And I think, and I also like talk a lot, and I like to express myself since I was a kid. So when I was growing up, and then I decided to study visual communication, and I think that opened the door for me to using visual as a language. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
used to be envious of the kids who had that.
Really?
Yeah, that's just the cool kids who have like the color pencil with
I don't
random
know.
colors.
I don't remember who gave me, but that person made me a cool kid, I think. Yeah.
Do you remember how old were you when you first got this pencil?
Mm, I don't. It's really maybe 7 or 8.
Primary school.
Yeah.
7, 8.
Yeah.
That was about.
Maybe from a teacher, but I don't remember which one.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah.
And that leads me to actually want to understand what was the earliest moments that you remember that having a relationship with art?
Hmm. I think one of the painting that really inspired me a lot. I used to, when I first have, like have a computer, the first thing I wanted to do is to search a nice wallpaper for my for my desk, and I was searching like red paintings. So a painting called Castle and Sun from Paul Klee popped up, and I think that painting is the one that really inspired me and impacted me the most even till now. That when the first time I look at the painting, I was just so obsessed with all these colors and the thing. And I think that made me wanted to look into art. And then I start using colors and drawing. I think that painting really impacted me a lot.
And how old were you when you looked that up?
Maybe by the 2000, because I have my computer. Yeah.
So you're not sharing how old you were in the 2000?
Gotta count. I'm not good at math.
Perfect. So, and you mentioned about an art teacher, like briefly earlier, and actually that leads me to want to, and also artist. What's his name? Paul.
Paul Klee. He's he's an expressionism abstract painter that pretty famous.
All right.
Go it now. Yeah. So
Right. And so actually the question I have for you is, who is the person who inspired you most
I
around
think
art early
he
on?
probably inspired me a lot. He used very bold color and also quite a lot like repeat pattern and to express his feelings. And I think he definitely is the biggest influence to my art style right now.
So how did his art make you feel? When you look at his art, what do you feel?
I think it creates space for me to, it's like nothing related to what we have in the society, because I think art serves this purpose for you to kind of like dreaming when you're awake, right? When you're looking at art, is because I like looking at abstract or surrealism type of art. And when I look into it, I feel like it's just people watching fantasy movie and something. When you really look into it and then you put your imagination to what is in the painting, and your mind, it just goes away. And I feel it's like an escape, and and I think that keep me being young and keep my imagination.
It's almost like a sense of take us out of the ordinary life
Yes.
of like the pattern, the repeating pattern.
Yeah.
And you mentioned about dreams and fantasy.
Yeah, and also I think a good painting for me will make me wanted to look into it and observe and kind of analyze more like the painter's story behind, like from looking at it.
To understand the artist.
Yeah, it make you wanted to understand what he was or she was thinking when they were creating it.
Oh, maybe you should host this podcast then.
You want to swap the seat?
Yeah, maybe you should be a guest host. Yeah,
In
this
the
is why
future.
I want to do this, to understand what's behind that.
Yeah, I think, yeah.
Great. So what are you working on these days?
So this is one of my latest painting that I've been working on. I don't have a name of these pieces yet, but I think last time we actually talked about my old work is called I Glitch Sometimes. So I think my last word kind of like plant the seed, and because I think my painting it gave me space to answer a lot of questions that I always wanted to find. And I think creation is my answer to everything. So the pattern of this is that I actually use wood this time instead of using canvas, because I personally really like something with nature elements, and I feel like touching wood make me feel very calm. So I choose to use wood. And then the background actually is, I also have the other one, which is like a making of. So it actually inspired by farm field and also rice field when you like flying above, then you
like
see
on the
those
plane,
patterns.
yeah.
Yes. So I found those patterns make me feel home and calm. And this series, I think, is more about home and my childhood growing up for me. I want to do something that um, uh, it's kind of like a calling from my younger childhood. So after I did this like pattern in the back, this is actually a cutout from one of my old pictures
It's
when I was
yourself.
young. This is myself. It was a picture of me running to something. So I want to build a series about some memories that it happened in the past where I look at a picture. I don't even remember right now what was going on.
You don't. I was
I
about to
don't,
ask
but
you actually.
I don't remember. And honestly, I think that's interesting because I think my art always trying to put things that in between forget together, like memories and emotion that exist, but I couldn't tell anymore. So yeah, so that's the inspiration for me.
Right.
Yeah.
And I know that you don't remember what happened when you took that picture, but when you see that picture again, what kind of feeling does it evoke?
I think it's a bit surreal because I'm pretty sure the younger generation don't have this problem because the parent can record a video, right? So you can kind of know your like who you are in action. But I think my art actually answer some big question to myself is that who am I and why am I become who I am today? Even though I'm changing every single day, but I think my art is answering this calling that so during my artwork I like to go deeper and find what I was in kid, like the most like innocent moment, and I don't want to forget that. I want to keep those innocent and the positive energy when I was a kid and put this in my work right now. Yeah.
Right. So is there a overarching theme of your work?
You mean for this collection?
Like you kind of touch base a bit around memory, forgetting,
Actually, this series, I think, like, I'm naming it Home, but HOME stands for House of My Emotions. So I think for now, like, I actually do a lot different style of painting. Like, this is something I do last year, which I kind of find the hints where I love using a lot of colors, and make patterns and style. And I feel like this is what all this color mixing together is like different emotions and life experience come across in life. They just come over across each other. So I feel like that was probably what like my subconscious is trying to say in my word. Yeah. Yeah.
So is there any area of life that you would like to explore next? What's next for you?
Mm, I think I quite like the method that I'm like developed right now, and I think I wanted to use this to now I'm mainly storing my own feelings. So I wanted to use my art to connect with more people, like my audience. And then maybe I got inspired by other people's stories. And I think those will be elements and inspiration or things that will go to my future artwork as well. Like now it's more about myself. And then I think this collection growing up, I wanted to do more about the relationship, not just me with myself, but with Hong Kong, the place that I grew up with. Like, yeah, I burned.
I found it's quite natural that when we have a relationship with ourselves and we explore and inquire enough, it's naturally going to like expand to who are we in a
Yeah.
society? Who are you to me? And that kind of relationship beyond myself is beyond like my relationship with people around me. So would you say that that's what you want to create in your art?
Yeah, I think especially like it's also it's part of the journey of me growing up that I just turned 30. So I think like art is like being a part since I was kid to, like help me grow better. So I think using artwork to better understand myself first before I jump into doing other things to the community is a good practice because I feel like I needed to know myself better and it helped me to have more empathy to listen to other people's story because I value my story and so do I do this to other people as well.
There's a sense of contributing to others that's in that, and I love that. Um, so, do you have an ultimate project as an artist? If you do, what is that?
Ultimate project. I think if I can have ultimate projects that I don't want to just do it by myself. I wanted to have a large group of people, like maybe like a world record or the Hong Kong record of like how can we have all this collective mind group together in a different even in different form, not just in visual, like not just painting, even dancer, musician. It's like collective. Like if we can contribute and do one big work together, maybe it could be like an interacting installation art or whatever, and to make everyone, even people that don't have art background, to feel. I think that would be very. I think that would be very meaningful.
Wow,
Yeah,
it would look like
that would be
an
very ultimate.
event that everyone is invited.
Yes, yes, like yeah, like everyone invited, and I feel, because Hong Kong is a very like small city, but we have a lot of people and connection is the thing in Hong Kong. So if that can put everyone together, I think it would be really cool.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah.
And so what unique opportunities did you see in Hong Kong for art?
Like I said, I think it's the connection. It's very easy to know people around the town. And it's I think everyone is so honest and so welcoming to, like knowing other people's what other people's doing, what other artists is doing, and it's very supportive. Yeah.
Funny that you said that. Actually, I have friends who are not artists, but they might be from abroad, right? They're a banker or have a corporate job, and they said they love Hong Kong because of that same reason that they can make friends easily.
Yeah. Almost like way too easy. Yeah, like it's, as long as you go out, grab a drink or social media and everything, and a lot of projects and opportunity can happen, like what we're doing now. Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of people in Hong Kong creating events or giving back to the whatever field they are. There are a lot of people who kind of move the city around and bring people together. And what do you how do you find being an artist is like in Hong Kong?
Mm, hustling, of course, because but also I think it's quite fun. I think trying to be a full-time artist in Hong Kong is not easy, just because we have to balance life and make money, and space is definitely one of the biggest challenge where I come to have to find a balance of where I can create, and also have to make money and doing actual job until the point that I can sell my artwork. And I think being in Hong Kong is also a city that is so overstimulated sometimes. So it sometimes gives me a lot of inspiration just to go out and see what other people do, seeing life. I think that is a very inspired places like architect and everything. Is you can even just go out for 15 minutes. It could be 10 things happening in that 15 minutes already.
Right. So living life in Hong Kong is very it has its challenge, as you mentioned, like
Yeah.
the space, and we can touch base in that a little bit more. And definitely one thing that you highlight is the inspiration in every corner. So many
Yeah.
things happening.
Yeah. It's a lot of things happening as long as you just as if you're willing to just slow down a bit, which I think most of the Hong Kong people we walk so fast, like we trace to our goal, and sometimes we forget what everything that happened around us. And I think artists kind of have this little thing that we wanted to slow down and look and just observe.
Like slow down and be inspired.
Yeah.
And tell me a little bit like the most inspiration that you like maybe randomly encounter.
Um, I think I like looking old stuff, and I think Hong Kong City like changed a lot, and like there's always new shops opening and then shops closing, and there's always it's like I think it's a city that is like collage, right? It's things layer and layer overlap everything, even just like flyers and posters sticking everywhere, or graffiti artists tat everywhere. And then combining with like we have new buildings and stuff with old building. Sometimes I just like looking at corner, even just like a piece of wall paint drop off. And I think it tells times, and it's like history where how they are part of the evolution of time, right? Like we're growing up, and so do the objects around us. So I like to see things like that. I actually like, because I live around Hong Kong Island side, so I like going to the antique street and by like Manmu Temple, Hollywood Road, and also there's like hard workshop where there's pipe and a lot of tours hanging together. Yeah, it's like this random organized in a bunch of chaos.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember like I grew up in Mongkok. So street food here, the hardware, metal, and you can smell it. You walk
Yes,
through
like
the street,
yeah, I
you
love
smell the metal, the wire, the
yes,
metal plate, and the next street you go to they're selling plaster, like wood, and every
yeah.
shop has a smell.
I liked the pharmacy, the Chinese herb pharmacy. Like
Yes.
when I was a kid, I just love the smell, and I think that's like it brings memories, and all this is an inspiration for me. Yeah, the texture.
The best thing about like Chinese traditional pharmacies is the drawer.
Yes,
That's
all
like
this wood, the drawer. Yes,
yeah, like tiny drawer. Like first it make a beautiful pattern,
yes, yes.
and have me to think, oh, what's inside?
Yep,
Like can I go? And then the drawer can
yep.
go so high.
So hot. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think like all of this is an inspiration for me, that like how, it's
I can
kind of
see your
like
paintings a bit like that, right?
yeah,
Mixture of pattern that looks like random, but it's not,
yeah,
and with different colors
yeah,
and things that seems to be unrelated, but yet all like blend in.
yeah, I like seeing patterns.
So, what is like you mentioned about challenges, and what do you see as the main challenge that you or artists would face here in Hong Kong?
Mm, I'm not too concerned about showing artwork in Hong Kong, because I still feel like, because we have a lot of people. So we definitely have audience to look into every artist's work. I think I can't speak for all the artists, but for me, the biggest challenge will definitely be space or finding a nice environment to let us create, because I feel like Hong Kong, like I say, is overstimulated sometimes. It's hard to find the balance in between our work life and personal life. And I feel art is exactly the practice for us to go back to ourselves, which I found it hard to drum between life and then doing my art. There's always like I needed to have some like ritual purpose, or maybe I have to kind of meditate or play music or actually find a space where I can be a bit zen before I do my creation. And I think that's always the hard part, to be a little isolated, because we're always with way too many people, which is good for, talking to other people about art, but it's not for the creating process. So yeah, I think that's yeah.
But totally get that double-edged sword that you describe Hong Kong as, is inspiration everywhere, friends, people like around the corner, so easy to make friends. And at the same time, the challenge is,
Yep.
how do I have a space to be quiet and
Yeah.
create?
I think that's why I can't make minimalism art. God, not for me. I'm just like, yay,
Why?
more stimulation. Yeah, like
why? Like minimalism.
I don't feel minimal in Hong Kong. Like I don't.
We should interview a minimalism artist.
Yeah. I want to know like what is their method. Like they have a piece of sense from them, but like I feel like I always in chaos, and I feel like I'm better inspired in chaos. Like I found pieces and reorganized in chaos. So that kind of matches like why I'm in Hong Kong, but that's also a struggle. But I think I like challenge, so I don't mind, like kind of have to challenge myself. How can I find the peace and find the space? So I think that's why like my work is quite tiny right now. And yeah.
Do you want to make bigger artwork?
Yes. Yeah, in the future. But I quite liked the size of it. Is manageable, and yeah, like for where I'm doing my art right now is lovely.
I think small art has his power to draw you in, like walk closer.
Oh yeah, true. I think yeah, like you have to kind of get closer to look into it. That's a good point. Yeah.
Right. So what do you want to see happening in Hong Kong to like, or what can happen to make a difference around space? The challenge that you personally face.
I think if we have more, first of all, continue having a supportive community will help. Because I'm pretty sure even artists have big space. They will face other challenge in their art journey anyway, right? So having a very supportive community will help us get through everything, because we craving to make art. So no matter what, we're gonna make it anyway. So strong community really help. And then I think if we can have more space that actually Hong Kong have a lot of gallery already, but we don't have a lot of space if people wanted to rent even like a residency artist studio house, that we can have places where different artists can work together or like share a workplace. I think that would be a good chemistry as well. If some organizer or places can do that, I think it would be quite cool.
Oh, that's
Yeah.
amazing.
Yeah.
I love how you put it, is that even if you have space, you probably would encounter other problems or challenges. And
Yeah,
with
I
that
think
supportive um, community,
yeah.
is what you also put in, not only dealing with the space.
Yeah, I think like, so put it that way, if I have a bigger studio, I make bigger art, and where's the bigger art go to? Right? It's
Bigger warehouse, bigger
yeah,
lobby of
yeah.
a
Hotel,
huge building.
yeah. So that's also come with like other challenges as well. So, so I think it's not, the solution cannot just be helping the artists ourselves, because it also have to help the community. So then it helped the whole loop of like recreating the artwork, and then where the artwork is gonna go, because we need the community to accept them instead of just storing them in our studio.
Right.
Yeah.
One of the intention of this podcast is to empower an NGO to that I'm building to create a sustainable art industry. And I imagine that it takes a transformation of the whole ecology to have that happen. And I think you're pointing at something that we can't just deal with a problem as problem. And we also need to build the community as a whole.
Yeah.
I mean, that's very inspiring. And now I basically just want to go to my drawing board and then do something. But let me put that aside and ask you a couple more questions. In the way you share, I actually want to ask you this: do you consider yourself a spiritual?
Sometimes.
Sometimes, right?
I wouldn't, I confess that I don't meditate all the time.
But you do all the time. Like, who does that? All the time.
Does that. Like, yeah. I want myself to be more spiritual. Like, I wanted to add more spiritual practice in the future and be more consistency, because I think that definitely will help me to clear my mind with everything that happened. I think like, because creative is a process, it's like a system for me to analyze or process all this data I have in my life, right? Like, it's like all these emotions and feelings and all the stuff that I need this in a way to get it out. So I think I'm more a sensitive person than a spiritual person. I found that, and I will also admit that I have feelings to a lot of things, even it's a waste of my time. But I still do have a lot of feelings to everything. So I think now I will be more self-aware of all this feeling and trying to not make it like a negative energy. I wanted to accept myself to have all this feeling, and I think I quite have a strong intuition.
Yeah.
So I like to trust my intuition. So then I do my artwork instead of just like having a bunch of questions in my head with self-doubt, just to like make it. And I think that helped me to, it's like I turn my intuition to intention, and then that's my action.
And you put that into your art.
Yes.
Correct. You just have a sense of clarity of how you feel and how you view life. And when you were expressing that, I could almost see you have a certain methodology to handle or deal with that. Right.
I think I needed to, because if not, I would probably go crazy.
You need to. Do you have one? Do you have a routine for you to deal with all the sensory and?
I'm still kind of like make better structure it. Like usually I just go panic attack first, and then I deal with it after, because it's easier. But now I feel like, oh, once I have, it's like having two voices in my head, right? It's like oh, I got panic or stress and all these things or all kind of sensory like feelings. It's like inside out, right? Like all these different emotions is dominating here.
They're talking to each other.
Yeah, and then but now I feel like, all right, I think my step right now is that I might I usually use color to express some of my feelings. So let's say maybe today I really feel like red and orange.
Let's see. And what you
That-
will wear them or you paint them with those color?
Not to wear it. I think I used to use fashion to express myself more, but now obviously I do painting. So, but even though like they all like have a lot of colors, but I kind of tuned a bit. I think like my old word was I was a bit more like a bold statement that I wanted to say something, and then the color is more bold and sharp. And then this series, I feel like I'm more gentle and I'm definitely a bit more grounded than I was, even it was just the early of this year. So I wanted to create some more pastel and soft color. So I think that's my outlet to kind of process my mind. I use color
Right.
and write notes and journal. Yeah.
Great. So that sounds like making art is your way to process all the sensory.
Yeah, I think so to all artists, other artists, it's like the phone is ringing, you know, it's calling you, so you have to answer, right? We craving to create something. It's like we hungry and then we go to food and then this is our food. Yeah.
So have you ever thought about what would be the legacy that you leave people or the world?
Mm,
Eh,
be nice to people.
Be nice to people.
Mm.
Why is that important to you?
Um, because I think my I'm not that powerful to change the society or you know like there's a lot of things going on in the world where I think one of the things I can do is build a better relationship to myself first and then be nicer to other people and always be supportive and positive. And I think I was I got bullied a lot growing up. So I feel like language is sometimes can be very sharp weapon to other people that stick into some other people's life forever. So being nice to people, you never know what other people are going through on that day or their life. So I think it's just simple. If I can do this every day and just yeah, I think that's the impact and the legacy. So maybe artwork can be a thing, you know, make beautiful things to people.
I get like we might not have the control of the circumstance,
Yeah.
but we can always control how we are being with each other,
Yeah.
what we say to each other,
Yeah.
what we do,
Yeah.
and that's what's
So,
important
yeah,
to
it's
you.
a practice every day. Yeah.
Awesome. Great. So thank you so much,
You're
Kaly.
welcome.
Thank you so much for being here, sharing who you are and your art. And there's this very strong sense of embracing different kind of emotion,
Yeah.
sensory stimulation, past. And in the way that you describe it, I can see that kind of compassion that you have for yourself, memory. And that compassion is also coming from accepting being human. Sometimes we forget
Yeah.
our brain would have malfunction. And I found you forget what you're doing when you're a kid and you get reminded you were once kid. And there's a strong sense of curiosity and wonder. What's that?
Yeah, it reminds me, my friend sent me an Instagram post. It's a quote saying, artists are all child that survive. So I was like, oh, That's yeah,
Beautiful.
it's very beautiful.
And this time, this is the second time I talk to you.
Mm,
And this time there is another sense, is a layer that I can feel and get present to is like first how much you evolve after a few months. And there's a very strong sense of community and connection in the way you speak, and the strong sense of knowing who you are and giving back.
I think that's my goal, but I'm not achieving it yet because like even though how much that I want to use this as a tool to connect with the audience, like I'm still like sometimes I'm still like kind of social anxiety to like put myself out there to do a lot of things with the community. So I feel like that's my practice to really know better myself and feel confident to myself. And then I think the next step is that, you know, like I'm ready and I wanted to have to fix myself first. And then I want to contribute.
And thank you for being that.
Yeah.
And thank you for being who you are and taking on that practice
Thank
and
you.
that ongoing practice,
Yes,
Kaly.
ongoing. Yeah. Thanks.